Hello everyone, my name is Satyanan Rao unlike Ramsamy. This video is for the subject Aquatic Engineering for the final assessment project. Well, this video has the objective which to highlight the current problems in the management of the domestics like such as wastewater and also water drainage. Well, before we get into more detail into the video, let me inscribe what is greywater and stormwater. Here we go. According to the journal from the Association Rainwater Harvesting and Water Utility, they inscribes the rainwater as the waste product that comes from the household, which it could be means from showers, kitchen, sinks, and so on. Well, greywater also makes the largest proportions of the total wastewater comes from the household. At the same time, according to the journal from the University of Nebraska about the topic of stormwater management, they inscribe stormwater as a medium of water that comes from the nature, which including means from the clouds, such in a rain process or also the snow. Now, let's move on to our next segment of the video, which is about the domestic wastewater technology. Here we go. In Malaysia, the estimated total volume of the wastewater that is generated by the industries, which is about 2.98 billions of cubic meter per year. That is very large. There are many policies and also the constitutional sets such as the Nature Water Service Commission, SPINE, India Water Consortium, and also the Sewage Service Department, and so on. But in this video, I will explain particularly how exactly the domestic wastewater treatments are processing, which means the process from the influent until the effluent. Here we go. The first process is preliminary wastewater treatment. This process is purpose for removal of coarse solids and other large materials. Process also help to enhance the operation and maintenance of subsequent treatment. Well, the primary process has three divisions. The first one is grit removal, screening, and grinding. The grit removal helps to remove sands, silt, or other heavy solids in the wastewater. Well, the screening is to minimize the removal of organic matters and also to reduce damage the water process, as it also helps by removing suspended solid and buds. Somehow, the grinding is specially designed to reduce the particle size of wastewater solid, capture and tear solids to small pieces so they can be more easily processed. The next process is the primary treatment. There are two important parts in the primary treatment, which is the sedimentation and also the flotations. Sedimentation is the process of allowing particles in suspension in the water to settle out of the suspended under effect of gravity. This particular process helps to remove coarse dispersed phase. At the same time, the flotation is known as the separation process based on into define of gas bubbles as the transport medium. The electrofloated technique or air dissolved flotation DAF also included in this particular process. Alright, after the primary treatment, now there's another term which we call the secondary treatment. So for this one, we have three important components. The first one is the biofiltrations, the second one is the aeration, and the third one is the activated sludge. The first one is the aeration process. Aeration is the process of adding air into the wastewater to allow aerobic biodegradation of polluted components. And this next one is the biofiltration. Biofiltration is used in wastewater treatment to attain growth with biological purifications with ventilator of suspended solids. The next one is the activated sludge. Activated sludge is a process that allows microorganisms to be separated from liquid by sedimentation and clarified liquid. Alright, now let's look at the remaining process, which is the secondary clarifiers, the disinfections, and also the chlorination. So here we go. Secondary clarifiers is the process used to remove settleable suspended solids, which creates in a biological treatment process. The next one is the disinfection process. The word itself, we know that means there's a removal and deactivations and UV killing of pathogenic microorganisms that will happen somehow. Before the effluent achieved, there will be a chlorination process which inactivates the microorganism by damaging the cell membranes. One of the advantages of having chlorination is it will also oxidizes iron, manganese, and other components in the wastewater treatment. Alright, the next segment is about improving our current wastewater technology treatment. So just now we saw how our domestic wastewater treatment plants actually functions and also how they do their influence process. So I came with some of the ideas on improving our current technology, which might be really interesting and also might be really new info for all of you. So without delaying time, here we go. First one is to develop the usage of the Biorex 5 system. This Biorex 5 system is very cheap and also reliable for common people to buy and also install in their housing areas. Somehow this Biorex 5 system works in 3 primary steps, which is primary tank, bioreactor, and also the discharge. The primary tanks is the raw sewage by dividing fats, oil, greases, and organic solids. The sewage then passes through an effluent filter before discharging into bioreactor. The bioreactor purifies further the pre-treated wastewater with biological process, which is naturally treat wastewater, as they have the unique biorock media as an exclusive and very efficient carrier materials for bacteria. The next step will be the discharge. Depending on the ground type, the effluent will be discharged by the gravity or pump. So this bioreactor plant actually works without any further maintenance costs, which is more reliable and very much cheap for common people to buy. Well, the next technology which I'd like to mention in this video is about the usage of the SCADA. SCADA is a kind of a computerized software which can be used in the wastewater treatment plant, because as far as I'm concerned, lots of countries actually use this kind of technology just to control and also maintain their water treatment plant, just to increase their efficiency work rate and also to get a clean product. Supervisory control and data acquisition SCADA can provide real-time data on the treatment processes in our plant. SCADA can automate the operations of a plant and allow the operator to control the plant remotely. Somehow the system can monitor the equipment and alerts the operator of emerging issues. Somehow, when properly planned and integrated, the SCADA system can provide operators with the desired amount of hands-on versus hands-free control. So I believe that automate operations in our wastewater treatment plant, which much more increase the efficiency work rate of the domestic wastewater treatment plant system. So as a conclusion, I'd like to summarize the content of this video. As I mentioned in the first segment about the definitions on what is the gray water and also the stormwater. In the second segment, I explained how does the domestic wastewater treatment plant process and also functions. And the third segment, I explained what are the current technologies which we could improve in terms of the technology and also the other aspects. So I believe I achieved my objective by giving some of the examples on how we could improve by developing the usage of the Biorex 5 systems and also the SCADA. So these are the common things which are much more reliable and also cheap for us to install, or the domestic wastewater treatment plant industries install this kind of technology, so that it would be much more easy to handle, and also the maintenance cost would be much more less than what we're doing now. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you, Dr. Rahman.